Hi, I'm Beth Clementi Peebler with Texas's Seed League, and our Woman Crush Wednesday this week is me, because self-love's important, right?
Absolutely. I thought it was about me, but okay.
No, you're helping me. So,
all right, good.
this week we have my mom, Pat Clementi, with me, and it's not going to be so much of an interview, more of a discussion.
Okay.
Okay.
Discussion I can handle.
Yeah. So the way I always start this off is I ask people how they got into Quidditch, but I know that you got into Quidditch because I did.
Right.
So I started Quidditch just because I was a big Harry Potter fan, and then my freshman year they didn't have a program at Texas State, but a bunch of people scribbled chalk on the quad and were advertising it. So I was interested, and then I came across the bake sale. They were doing a bake sale on the quad, so I got a packet and joined, and the rest is history.
Okay.
So that was 7 years ago. So I've been playing for a while now.
Yeah.
So a little history on my sports. I grew up with a sister who's older and did dance, but a twin brother and a brother 16 months younger. So with them being so close in age, I got put in all the boy sports. Not that I'm complaining, like that was absolutely my choice, right?
It was your choice, absolutely your choice.
Yeah, I was a tomboy then, I'm a tomboy now, and I will be in the future. So growing up, playing baseball, basketball, soccer.
And then softball after.
Yeah, baseball, then softball, and then eventually Quidditch. So with all the different sports, how is it for you as a sports parent of like the more traditional sports versus your last few years in Quidditch?
The more traditional sports were very structured, so the first time I saw a Quidditch game, I pretty much thought I was going to have a heart attack. Because it didn't have all of the safety things, like I remember asking you after the first game, why aren't you wearing helmets? Where's your mouth guard? Why aren't there tennis balls on the ends of those sticks? Yeah, I was very concerned about the safety of the sport. And for good reason, because you have a few stitches here and there, so yeah. Anyway.
I've been pretty lucky as far as injuries go.
You have.
You see a lot of...
Thanks to Ryan.
Yeah. You see a lot of sprained ankles, knee injuries, torn ligaments, a lot of concussions, which I'm pretty sure we've gotten concussions. I don't for sure know. I'm just like, oh, I'm kind of dizzy. But
Yeah.
the worst one was absolutely playing Lone Star a few years ago. And Molly Lensing came up, and she was trying to get the bludger from me. And in the process of that, she threw up her broom into my eyebrow, so I have a few stitches there now, and that actually happened to be one of the tournaments that you were at. I would say one of the few tournaments, but you're actually like a pretty solid quid parent. You come out to a lot of stuff.
Yeah, we went to nationals a few times, and World Cup back in Charlotte, and
it always worked out that we had aunts and uncles that lived in the area, so you turned it into a twofer.
That's true. We did go to World Cup down in Florida too that time,
Mm-hmm.
and I had relatives there that came to watch. So it's been a fun experience being able to share the sport with your extended family as well.
I think they're finally coming around to it. At the wedding this weekend, I didn't get any more questions of like, what's that stickball game you're playing? They actually knew what it was, how to say it, asked me relevant questions about what I was doing, so that's kind of cool with the
Except
family.
for Uncle Jay, who said he's still very confused, but that's to be expected.
They're good sport about it. They're good sport.
Yes.
That one tournament that I did get hurt like that, though, it was convenient that you and Dad were there because I probably wouldn't have been able to figure out the health insurance, or I mean,
Well,
it was a head injury, so I probably shouldn't have been driving, and I happened to be tournament directing that weekend.
So you refused to leave the field with blood dripping down your face. Yes, that was. I finally got your to-be husband to talk you into getting off the field and letting me take you to the emergency room.
It was bandaged up. I thought I was fine. I don't think I played after that, though.
No, you didn't.
No, we had a long break, and in that time, y'all convinced me to leave.
Yeah.
But I was nervous. I mean, I was running the tournament. I didn't want to leave it in the hands, but I had a good officer team at the time, so, well, I mean,
Understood.
always had a good officer team, but at the time they took care of it, and it was not a big deal. I think what was worse was coming back after the emergency room, and then watching the team play without me was a lot.
I'm
That was
sure
not
that was
fun.
hard for you.
That was
yeah.
not fun.
Yeah.
Good.
Anyway, but the first game that I saw
Yeah.
you guys play, Ryan's mom was up there for that game as well, and I was there. We'd never seen the sport before, and I remember a ball of humanity rolling down the field with legs and arms and sticks sticking out like a ball of yarn with knitting needles sticking out of it, and stood up and just went, oh my god. And then Ryan was a streak of lightning that came down the field and just jumped on the pile, and his mother and I both stood up and went, no. So that was our introduction to it, and after that we pretty much calmed down. I think we calmed down quite a bit. Your dad always had some fun commentaries because he learns sports very quickly, and
Yeah.
So he knew the rules faster than most of the people in the stands, and was kind of into.
Oh, this is what you gotta do there, and there's
Yeah.
a strategy, and oh, she's going to get that ball.
Exactly.
Yeah. That wasn't your first tournament though. You came out 2-1 at UT like my very first semester. So
Yeah.
Ryan's parents were a little bit late into the game.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Totally lost track.
Sorry, I just had to stick that in there about that game because that's probably one of my most dramatic reactions to watching you play.
I've always been roughneck at sports though. I mean,
Yeah. I don't know how many articles I read that they referred to you as the scrappy beater, and that kind of sums up who you've been since you were about 2 years old.
I take pride in it. I remember when I was playing Little League. In baseball, you didn't have the face guards that softball did,
Mm-hmm.
and I took a pitch on the chin, and I was like, "You're the only girl on this team. Don't cry, don't cry." So all the dad coaches came over and were all worried about me. And I'm like, "No, I'm fine. It didn't even hurt."
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
But that's so one of the things that people always talk about in Quidditch is they're usually coming from sports where they were playing all one gender, and that was something they had to adjust to. But I have been playing as one of the boys pretty much from day one. So
You were. You even made the all-star team in Little League with the boys team. And then there was that day that you signed up for middle school football.
I tried to.
Yes, you tried to. She came out of the school. I had picked her up because she said she was staying for a tryout. I didn't know what the sport was, and came out of the school wearing football pads and a football helmet, and I just looked at her and went, back in the school, turn it in. So you tried.
I tell people that story all the time.
I know. And I did actually, I took my granddaughter to a football game today, and there was a young lady on the football team in middle school. So
I was
it
just
has
trying to
come
be.
a long way.
I was just trying to be progressive. You really
You were very
held me back
progressive.
there.
I could learn a little bit about not whining and things like that from you. My daughter talked me into climbing a mountain this past weekend. Yeah, I was whining like a 2-year-old. And her face progressively went from, oh, this is going to be so much fun, to I'm slightly annoyed, to, oh my God, what did I get us into? So, yes.
Yeah, the way down, I was definitely like, I'm going to be in trouble for this one. She's not going to be able to walk for the rest of the weekend. Her boots are like real messed up, so.
I was more worried about the bear paws.
Really? I thought that was kind of exciting. I figured we wouldn't see or hear anything, but it's kind of cool that they were there.
I was a little concerned that if they were there and they were listening to me whimper like a wounded animal, that I was done.
You had your walking stick.
Yeah,
Good.
yeah, great.
Yeah.
I would have to strategically place that. But anyway, that's not about Quidditch. Sorry.
Yeah, it's true. That's not about Quidditch. What were we talking about before that?
I don't know. The early years.
The early years sports. So back on Quidditch, you had a pretty good parent fan group with Texas State, though.
There was a good group of parents that came to the games. I know, Katie's mom was always there, and we talked to her quite a bit. And who else?
Richie's parents always came out.
Yes, absolutely.
We still go get dinner with them now that they're living down here.
And Eric's mom was always
Eric's
a
mom,
super fan.
Eric's mom still messages me all the time. We always talk at tournaments, and then later into the years, Spring's parents always came out, and they were always really supportive. And
Yeah, so we did form a little bit of a parent group that looked forward to seeing each other. I kind of miss them.
it was
We're gonna have to go out to dinner sometime if they come to visit.
it was very reminiscent of T-ball when you guys had the parents go out, and that's how we made all our good friends in New York.
Absolutely.
I was at a summer tournament this last year, and Katie's mom was there.
Mm-hmm.
And we were talking, and she's like, "When's the next time I'm gonna see your mom?" She's like, I was like, "Oh, I don't know." Next tournament, she's like, "Well, Katie's not playing anymore, so I don't know." Like,
But
oh.
Katie can come down for dinner sometime, and then we can all go out and reminisce. So that would be nice.
It was good for me to have you have a parent group there, because whenever you'd come to tournaments, me and Ryan were always running the team or running the tournament or running here and there to go do things. So I always felt bad that we'd always be running around, and they would have driven hours or flown out to wherever we were, and I'd stop by for like 30 seconds, be like, "Hey, cool game, bye."
Yeah. You shouldn't have worried about that, because here's a news flash for you. I enjoyed watching your friends play just as much as I watched you play. So
My adversaries.
I really and truly was there to watch all the players. I kind of got to know their names over the years, and I don't know their stats the way you know their stats, but I pretty much knew who to watch and found it exciting just to watch them, whether you were on the field or not. So
Did you ever get to know my adversaries?
some of them, after you graduated from Texas State and your teammates started to split off onto other teams,
Mm-hmm.
I started to recognize some of them. And who was the team with the wild tie-dye shirts? There were quite a few Texas State people playing for that team.
Yeah, last year, 290 Blue Bonnets.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
a bunch of our friends went over to Calvary, so
right.
it was cool to see them go on and finally win some things.
And even one of the adversaries was the Lone Star team. Of course, I kind of held that grudge because they hurt my baby girl, but I kind of learned to get to know some of them as well. And I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, they're the team to watch, so
Well, yeah,
you would know.
but that was fun. And some of the UT players and the Baylor Bear players and things like that.
Yeah, you
got to
came
see
out.
them.
You came out to a lot. Like, you even come out to my summer leagues when I'm not playing. Like, you came out and watched like Legends games while I'm sitting there like running the table.
It's just nice to sit in the grass on a nice evening, and it's beautiful outside. And
Yeah, I still don't think Bobby and Kendra have ever been to a game. That's my twin brother. But
yeah,
Amory and her family, my niece is filming right now, come out to like every League City thing. I never tell them that there's an event, but I think my brother-in-law just watches Facebook, and I'll look over from playing, and there's my like little 2-year-old nephew bopping along with his white hair, and I'm like, "Oh, that looks like John."
yeah.
Oh, okay, cool, they're here.
Yes.
That's good. I will say, I probably shouldn't, but I will say I am much better behaved when you guys are there.
That's nice to know.
Definitely am a little bit louder, a little bit rowdier when you're gone. So, you being there kept me in check at other places.
Good.
See, that parent guilt really
Yeah.
sinks in for me.
It just that makes me feel better, because now I know that I absolutely have some sort of impact on what you say and do. Sometimes.
Sometimes, just a little bit of censorship. Right, Emily? That's important.
There you go.
Are you coming out to Femme Fatale? Do you know
I'm
what
not
Femme
sure.
Fatale is? Yes, you do. You watch all my stuff.
I'm not sure.
Yep.
Yeah, because I've got a few different trips coming up, and I'm not sure how much free time I've got over the next few weeks. But maybe.
Yeah. How we doing on time, Em?
15 minutes and almost 30 seconds.
Perfect. Well, we'll wrap it up because the sun's going down. So by the time this video comes out, Femme Fatale will be this Saturday. So registration's already closed. I don't have to make that memo. But yeah, this is going to be the last video before the tournament. So nice wrap up to talking with a bunch of players. I figured I'd talk about myself for a little bit and bring my mama bear into it.
Right.
But yeah, Femme Fatale is going to be this Saturday in Cedar Park. All spectating is free, so come on out and support your family, your friends, your teammates.
What time does it start?
So we're actually going to be starting a little bit later. It's going to be at noon
Oh, okay.
because the fields were booked with youth football before then. So it's going to go from noon to 7 at this point, which I think might be kind of nice. People don't have to wake up super early if they're going to commute.
Beth doesn't watch the weather reports. It is supposed to rain starting tomorrow for the next 7 days, so it might be wet.
I mean, I planned this tournament 4 months out. What do you want me to do?
Well, I know, but is it a rain or shine kind of event, or what are you thinking?
I got people coming in from all over, so I'm going to fight for it to be a rain or shine event. But yeah, Femme Fatale this Saturday. Come on out, and I will see you there.
All right. Thank you.